Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I'm Liz Quinn, your lead Scentsy consultant. And today I have for you a what I have been warming video for the week. And my dogs are in the backyard, so you may actually be able to see Truth and Kenya wandering around. Hopefully they will not be naughty. And let's just dive into everything that I've got here on the table. So the very first thing that I wanted to talk about was whatever the LTOs are that are going to be launching next week. So we have Tuesday launch for the Scent and Warmer of the Month, for the Scents of the Season, for this amazing warmer that I do not have a picture of for today. I'll do a Scentsy News video separately later on in the week, which is our limited edition All Through the Night warmer, which is going to be amazing. It's all white. It has like a wooden village cutout and a sleigh with the reindeer, and it lights up, and it's just fabulous. Anyway, all of those things are going to be LTO, and these two bars are important for you guys to know something about before you try to order them on November the 1st. So the very first one, and if you watched my Scent and Warmer of the Month video for November, the Sweet Orange and Evergreen was a total home run for me. Oh, is this bar beautiful. It's extremely nostalgic. It absolutely smells like Christmas. And the most important thing that it smells like is a Yankee tart that I was having a really hard time with the name of until I looked it up after I filmed that video. It's just called Mistletoe by Yankee. It's very simple, and I think that's why I was having so much trouble, because I was expecting it to be something fancy. So this Sweet Orange and Evergreen smells for all the world like that tart. Some people were having some trouble with performance. I used 3 cubes of this in my warmer that's up on my refrigerator, and that one is the pressed tin. It did just fine. And I also used 3 cubes of this in my Enchanted Pumpkin warmer, the retired original, in my front room. And again, it did just fine. I even left it all in overnight, and the next morning I could still smell mostly the resinous, piney, balsamy scent that's in here. This has all sorts of evergreen, and it truly smells like that iconic pile of Christmas screens that you're working with, where you're making a swag or you're doing roping, and it's kind of sharp and frosty. And I guess that there is some sort of a note of orange in this, which gives it the Sweet Orange and Evergreen moniker, but I don't get anything distinctively orange. I just get really, really good Christmas greens. And it's just delightful. So I will be clubbing this. I am very, very excited to melt more, and it is a total home run for me. About a 7 to 8 out of 10 on throw, where again, I put 3 cubes to really try this out and know whether it would do well or not in 2 separate warmers, and left them in probably 12 to 14 hours, and I was fine with this. It was great. So then the other one that is newer to a lot of people is going to be the Saint Nickerdoodle, which I did this one actually in my bedroom because I only had the 1 bar, and I kind of wanted to hoard it and not use it too much before I can get more. This is in our Scents of the Season, which will also be launching on November the 1st. So this one is like an apple snickerdoodle or an apple strudel. It's amazing. Now, I had a little bit of trouble when I just put 1 cube in 2 different warmers in my bedroom and let that go for a while. I wasn't totally satisfied that I was getting the strength I wanted, so I threw a 2nd cube in on top of that. Then we were good. So that was a total of 4 cubes, so I've got 4 cubes left, in a couple of warmers in my bedroom. It filled the space beautifully, and I'm sure in a medium to large space you'd want to use a couple cubes per warmer and probably fill 3 or 4 warmers to get a really, really saturated, perfect Christmas appley baked goods scent. You could use this any time of the year, but it definitely has a little bit of a holiday feel. But I'll be clubbing this and using it all year long. It is absolutely wonderful, and it is a very comforting, homey scent, and it definitely is festive to me. So then the other LTO that I've been working through is, look, I'm down to 3 cubes of my caramel chestnut brick, and this has been like regular appearance every week on the channel since I got my hands on this. This is caramel and chestnut goodness. It is a medium strength, medium duration. I really, really like it. It's rich and warm and chestnutty and wonderful. I've got 2 more bricks on order, and I hope that they come this week because I'm going to be out of this pretty soon. So that is everything that's really like pertinently LTO. Now let's just move on to all the things that I've sort of been whacking away at over the days. So one day it was a little bit colder. Today and over the weekend we've had more mild weather. But a couple of the days were nice and chilly, so I was doing some really good like harvest combinations. So I had Harvest Blessings, which is in the catalog. It's a fantastic bar for October and November. It's got musk, it's got apple, it's got pear, it's got a little bit of spice. It's very, very Thanksgiving to me, and it has like two different distinct phases of warming. First you get more of the muskiness, then you get more of the fruitiness, and almost like a pumpkin spice at the very end. It finishes beautifully. It's a great bar. And I was melting that with an entire bar of Autumn Road Trip in the house. And Autumn Road Trip is great, like September and October, and I still will melt it in November. This one's a little bit more outdoorsy, a little bit more woodsy, so it's got silver oak and definitely like a fresh bite, and then apple and pear also. It is so good. So those two were very complimentary, made the house smell like just that perfect peak of autumn day. All right, another day, I wanted to finish up this particular bar of Cider Mill. And Cider Mill, I've been talking about all fall season long. It is the perfect quintessential fall bar. It's apple and it's pumpkin, and it's definitely gentle compared to some of the other ones that are on this table this week. And it's just like the perfect medium strength, crowd pleasing apple cidery scent. It's beautiful. And I wanted to punch it up a little bit now that we're getting to the end of October with some wild for fall. And this is the first time that I've melted it outside of just trying it out in my daughter's bedroom. It's very nice. So this is definitely fresh, woodsy fall. So it's got almost like a tree note, like a Douglas fir, I think, and it's got a lot of orange, and it has this sunflower note in it too. So it definitely feels like you're leaning toward the holidays, but I loved it with Cider Mill, and I think it would also be very good with Scarlet Sunflower. A lot less of this though. It's nice and strong. I only have a cube in 2 mini warmers, and the rest of it is all Cider Mill, and I've got some honey pear cider going in the basement and upstairs. I'll talk about it as a basement scent, but this wild for fall is beautiful. I have another one coming in my club. It's a kind of bar though where I don't know if I'm going to club this for the long haul, because there are so many different scents of this sort, and it's a good strong one. So I'm not seeing myself going through tons and tons of bars of this, but I'll definitely at least want to stock up. So then another day, I wanted like pumpkin perfection. So in all of the back rooms, including this Florida room, I was melting a ton of pumpkin cinnamon swirl. This is another very nice medium throw, creamy pumpkin, frosting, cream cheese, beautiful scent. It's so homey, and this goes very nicely for a whole day, sometimes 2 days if you get like 2 or 3 cubes in the warmers and you have them in a good place in the house. It was so good. And in the front room, I finished up this bar of Farmstand Pumpkin. Now this is a little bit more fresh. Like the pumpkin cinnamon swirl is very bakery. This is pumpkin with caramel and a little bit of spice and some apple, but it feels more like bright out it on a walk kind of autumn pumpkin farmstand kind of deal. Hence, it's called Farmstand Pumpkin. But this was wonderful in the front room. This one does not last quite as long. This is like one day and then it's done. You really aren't going to resurrect it the next day. But the two of those together in the house, like in the front and in the back, I didn't really mix them because I like them both so much. I just wanted to saturate each room with distinct scent. It was great. So then another day I had gotten my club, and I really enjoy churro churro now and then. It is a soft scent. You have to use, I used up the whole clam. You have to use a lot of cubes to get anything out of it unless you stick it in the bedroom. That's its only downside. So this is such a nice, beautiful vanilla cinnamon sugar scent. It's supposed to be like a fried churro, but it is mostly just this really distinctive vanilla. It's not like the French vanilla that's in Simply Vanilla, and it's not like the bakery vanilla that's in like your vanilla bean buttercream or your sugar cookie. This is somewhere in the middle with that little bit of cinnamon sugar, and it was just delicious, but not super strong. It was discernible, but you kind of had to remember which room it was in to go smell it. And on the same day, because this is another not super assertive scent, I used Walnut Raisin Muffin in some of the other rooms. So like this room was mostly the churro churro. I think I had the dining room saturated with Walnut Raisin Muffin. That was in the kitchen too. And I think I had more of the churro churro in the front room. And Walnut Raisin Muffin is just this comfort smell. So I think I did these on Sunday. And the Walnut Raisin Muffin has a little bit of walnutiness, a little bit of sort of a grapey raisin note, but it's a comfort smell with a tiny bit of spice. And depending on which bar or brick cube you get more of the bakery and the walnut, and sometimes you don't get as much. So in this particular bar, I got more of the grapey scent, but it was really nice, and it was just exactly what I needed yesterday. Another day, I was just feeling like I wanted to do a mix of like baked good and apple cider. So I started off with almost a whole bar of bright Cider Life all over the house. And this is such a perfect October scent. And I want to make sure that I'm enjoying like my Cider Mill, my honey pear cider, and my bright Cider Life now, because I've sort of been saving it. And now I'm realizing that Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving type melting is just around the corner. So I got to hurry up and use these. So bright Cider Life is a little bit deeper, more robust version of Cider Mill. So this has almost like a donut note in the background. It's heavier on the spices. It's a little bit deeper. Oh, it's so good though. This Cider Mill and Bright Cider Life, they are the best quintessential fall, go out to the farm stand, go out to the Cider Mill kind of scents. So good. Great performer too. So then I had a couple cubes of maple rum cake sprinkled in mini warmers to amp up that bakery factor that you only get a hint of in Bright Cider Life. So this was perfect with that, and it just gave you that little hint of spice and like almost like cakey, gingerbready, donutty kind of deal. It was so good. And then in the kitchen, I had a craving for apple cherry strudel, which doesn't last a real long time, and it gets bossed around by other scents. But if I just had it in the kitchen, it was like its own happy little apple cherry sweet pocket of goodness. So this was great. And this one, of course, fades first, but it was really fun. So then I had a couple more days of things, and the dogs are protesting about something that's going on out in the backyard. Couple more things that I had melted. One day it was nice and cold, and I was like, okay, I need to do the like Halloween end of October smell, which is absolutely for me scary good. Oh, and I love scary good, but I wanted to amp up the sweetness, so I melted it in alternating warmers with graham cracker crunch. Why didn't I do this sooner? These two were delicious together because the scary good has this toasty butterscotch note in it. Oh, that was so yummy. And then the graham cracker crunch has that caramelized toasty graham cracker note and lots of vanilla bean, which this is the first bar of graham cracker crunch that I have melted where the vanilla bean was really, really predominant, and it was wonderful. So that was just like this creamy counterpoint balance to all the pumpkin spice and the toasty, roasty butterscotch in Scary Good. It was phenomenal, you guys. So if you have those two and you're looking for like within this next week up to Halloween kind of a melt, I would absolutely recommend those. And then I had 4 cubes left of Spiced Ember Glow, which I am liking, and I think I am going to get one more bar of. Do I love it? Love it? No, but it went from like a 3-4 to probably like a 7-8, so I'm doing better. Anyway, I had 4 cubes of this, and that was just in the front room the day that I was doing my Scary Good Graham Cracker Crunch party in the rest of the house. Phenomenal. It was great. Because the smoky spicy in Scary Good complemented the smoky spicy in Spiced Ember Glow, and it was season appropriate. Like October, I like to melt some of the deeper scents that I don't do in September, but maybe we're not, kind of flirting with the holidays like we will in November. It was great. So then in my bedroom, the day that I was doing a whole bunch of the Sweet Orange and Evergreen to try it out, I had 2 cubes left of Just For You in this clam. And this is a beautiful blackberry and fir scent. And kind of like farmhouse fir, I don't feel like it's so pine heavy that I can't do it earlier than like your mighty pine or your very snowy spruce or your iced pine. So I really enjoyed this. It's one of my husband's favorites. He loved it. It went for, I think, 1 whole day. For a couple days, I was melting cinnamon buttercream in our bedroom also. And the St. Nickerdoodle that I opened up this particular what I've been warming with, that I think I let go in the bedroom for 2 or 3 days. It was fabulous. But the cinnamon buttercream, is like this coffee cake with a nice mascarpone cream cheese frosting on it. And it's really nice. Medium to small spaces for me for this, but it was very good in there. And then in the basement, I did honey pear cider, which was lovely, and it will go for a couple days down there. It's gentle, but it'll just keep ticking along. Honey pear cider is pear forward, nice and smooth with just gentle spices. It's similar to Cider Mill, but lighter. And then last but not least, I emptied out a whole bunch of the new maple vanilla glaze in the basement on Saturday. Now, it was good, but I do have to say, I have heard people say there's a lot of butter in this. When I melt this upstairs, I don't get it. When I melted it downstairs, I did get a butter note, and I have to say it was a little much. So I will be going back to doing my vanilla, the other one, the one from last year, the maple vanilla glaze. It's not glaze. Whatever the maple vanilla one is from last year that I've discovered is amazing in my basement, I will be going back to melting that down there. And this one, the maple vanilla glaze, I will probably just melt upstairs where I don't get that too much butter note. So it is interesting how where you melt something can really change the notes that you get out of it. So sometimes you have to move a bar around. So maple vanilla glaze is still in my club. I do still love it, but it will be an upstairs scent. And I think that those are all of my thoughts for this week. Like I said, I will get a Scentsy News video out later this week. I'm waiting for any other shoes to drop as far as information that we don't have yet. I do not know if there will be warmer bundles for November. That's one of the things I'm waiting on. Or any other sneak peek deals that maybe we'll get Thursday or Friday as consultants. So this is Elizabeth Quinn with Elizabeth Scenes and Scents. And my question of the week for you is, now that you've had August, September, and October, what is your surprise, really liking it bar for this fall melting season? I think for me, the maple vanilla everything, or the maple rum cake, or the maple this or the maple that, those are bars that I'm loving, but I am very surprised at how much I love maple rum cake. Most people do not like it. So I think that that's sort of my wow, new fascination, unsung hero bar that I am going to leave in my club and carry over till next fall, winter, and we'll see. Probably won't come back in the catalog, but maybe a couple of the others will. So have a great day, guys. This is Elizabeth Quinn with Elizabeth Scenes and Scents. This will probably be the last time that the tree is having those beautiful, beautiful leaves. So I hope those of you that do not live in a climate where things change have enjoyed the scenery, and I hope you got to see the dogs messing around a little bit in the backyard too. So anyway, have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.